This week on Chuckload of Comics, Daniel Radcliffe is cast as the new Wolverine. Hulu announces plans for a shared Marvel animated universe with showrunner Kevin Smith, and C2E2 rolls out their panel listings for the upcoming 2019 Comic and Entertainment Expo. All that plus we're breaking down the top movie trailers of the week right here on Chuckload of Comics. Hey guys, welcome to Chuckload of Comics. Right off the top, that Daniel Radcliffe thing, I was kidding. That was a joke.
Thank goodness.
Well, I got to explain myself just a little bit. I saw this picture on Instagram today, and somebody photoshopped Daniel Radcliffe, Harry Potter, as Wolverine. It's like Harry Potter with a cigar in his mouth and his claws popped. It looked pretty cool, but no way. No Daniel Radcliffe as Wolverine. So, guys, thanks for joining us here on Chuckload of Comics, your source for fake news and comic book reviews. Stuff like the Daniel Radcliffe thing. If you're new to the show, guys, click that subscribe button. Join us here every single Sunday for movie reviews, comic book talk, everything happening in the world of fandom every Sunday. Chuckload of Comics is sponsored every week by Cold War Games, Arts, and Entertainment. Their new game, Fight Your Friends, it's a card game. It's going to be rolling out this month in a matter of days.
Yes! So excited for this.
I know. It's all over social media. Everybody's talking about the Fight Your Friends game. Every week, we are rolling out and giving you a character reveal of one of the character cards every single Sunday from this awesome game. Check them out on Kickstarter and also at fightyourfriends.net. This week's card is from our good friends Ash Mazco and Ashley Witter.
Yay, creators of Scourier.
That's right. It's nice to say our friend Ashley Witter.
I know, right?
We've never actually met, but I like to consider us friends. The character is Allison Thunderland.
Yes. Did you catch that, people?
Get it?
It's not Alice in, it's Allison.
Allison Thunderland. From the comic book series Cigarettes and Carrot Juice.
What a great name
for
a comic book.
Awesome name. This card is fantastic. Check out more about the series at cigarettesandcarrotjuice.com. I'm surprised that domain wasn't taken already.
I know, right?
What the series is basically about, in the 1980s Santa Cruz, a gang known as the Nowhere Girls defend their home turf against rival gangs that include vampires, witches, werewolves, zombies, and other manner of supernatural beings. In between rumbles, the Nowhere Girls deal with other day-to-day gang operations like recruitment, making money, and trying to break the dark curse that's consuming the boardwalk.
Oh my gosh, that sounds great.
It's a girl gang of vampire and witch and werewolf killers.
Oh, I love it.
So guys, check out Cigarettes and Carrot Juice at cigarettesandcarrotjuice.com.
Starring Allison Thunderland.
Allison Thunderland. I can't get enough of that name. It's
I love
a very, very clever name for a character. Before we get into the trailers of the week and the nerd news, your required reading for the week, right there, guys. Gideon Falls, issue number 11, Criminal, issue number 2, and Batman Who Laughs, I believe it's issue number 3?
Yep.
God, all three of these books are phenomenal. You have to add them all to your pull list.
Couldn't agree more.
Especially Criminal.
I know. This is only issue 2. It's great. But it's continuation of the Criminal series way back when. But
right.
Yeah.
Classic Ed Brubaker and Sean Phillips. Put that on your pull list and put all these on your pull list, especially Gideon Falls also. It's actually a spectacular series.
Yeah, you can't go wrong with Jeff Lemire and
Andrea Sorrentino.
Andrea Sorrentino, man.
Put all three of these on your pull list, guys. You won't be disappointed. So, huge week in the world of movie trailers, guys.
OMG.
We're going to go ahead and break them down for you and let you know these are all the movies coming soon to a theater near you. So like we said, this was a massive week in the world of movie trailers.
No
YouTube
kidding.
blew up with movie trailers, none of which were from DC or Marvel.
Movie and TV series.
And TV series. 8 trailers we're going to unpack for you real quick, so strap in. We're going to be talking about Detective Pikachu, got our second trailer, our first look at Tolkien, Long Shot with Charlie Theron and Seth Rogen, Love, Death, and Robots, Yesterday, Aladdin, Frozen 2 and The Curse of La Llorona.
Notice he said top trailers. That doesn't mean they were the best trailers. It just means they broke the
You're
internet.
talking about Aladdin, aren't you?
I'm definitely talking about
We'll
Aladdin.
get to Aladdin about halfway through our little breakdown. First one, really quickly, guys, off the top. Detective Pikachu, we got our second trailer. Ryan Reynolds as Pikachu.
I can't wait for this movie. I wasn't a huge Pikachu or Pokemon fan, but I know them, and holy cow, this trailer looks so adorable.
It is. It's kind of a recut of the trailer that we've already seen, but they do show you a few extra Pokemon in there.
Mm-hmm.
These almost live-action looking Pokemon. You get a little bit more of sort of the personality of Pikachu.
Yep.
Not a lot of his human counterpart in this. It's really a Pikachu and Pokemon centered trailer.
I love it. I can't wait.
It's great. I'm so excited for Detective Pikachu, and I never thought I'd say that in my life. The other trailer dropped, this is a real teaser trailer, J.R.R. Tolkien,
Yep.
the creator of the Lord of the Rings universe, The Hobbit. They are doing a biopic about him. It's a really interesting story.
It is.
He actually, it's him as a young guy in college with his fellowship of friends, and sort of him going off to World War I.
That's crazy.
If you don't know anything about his sort of backstory, he came up with this idea of the Hobbit universe while at war.
See,
like in the foxholes of France in World War I. He came up with this idea of a fellowship of people fighting evil monsters and going out on a journey. Really, really interesting.
It's very
Short trailer.
interesting.
It was just like a minute long, but
I had no idea that that's how he came up with the story.
Yeah.
It's really cool.
it's going to be a very, very interesting movie. Not the greatest trailer, but I mean, it
it's
kind
a
of gave you a
teaser.
sense of what it's going to feel like.
Sure.
A trailer I didn't even know existed. It's movie's called Long Shot.
Yeah.
Stars Charlize Theron and Seth Rogen. Charlize Theron is the Secretary of State. She has been hand-selected to be the nominee for the President of the United States. She meets up with Seth Rogen at a party. Apparently, he works.
Babysit him.
Yeah, Seth Rogen works as a newspaper writer. He's a columnist for a newspaper. She's the Secretary of State. Apparently, she used to babysit him. So they run into each other in a chance encounter at a party. She hires him to be her speechwriter.
Yep.
Because he's a really good writer. And it's the really cutest trailer, man.
Yeah, it was great. It obviously is like a romantic comedy,
It is.
but it's got some, it's written by the Knocked Up people,
Is
I
it?
think. And yeah,
It has that vibe.
Yeah, it looks great.
But the chemistry between Charlize and Seth Rogen was surprisingly
I know.
heartfelt. It's a funny trailer. Check it out. It's called Long Shot. So the trailer that really knocked my socks off,
Oh, this is great.
Love, Death, and Robots.
Right.
Never heard of it. It is going to be an anthology series on Netflix. All you fans of liquid television, back in the 90s, if you are a young person, you might not know, there was a show called Liquid Television where it was basically a bunch of short animated features. Short little it's where Beavis and Butthead came from,
Yep.
Dog Boy, Aeon Flux.
Daria, I think, too, maybe.
Who?
I think Daria also.
Well, she came from Beavis and Butthead. She didn't have her own thing on Liquid Television.
Anyway.
But Aeon Flux, I mean, it was a cult classic show. It was on MTV really, really late at night. This has a very Liquid Television feel. Showrunners David Fincher and Tim Miller.
That's crazy.
David Fincher, Alien 3, 7,
Yeah.
The Social Network.
Yep.
I mean, he's a very dark director. And Tim Miller, the director of Deadpool,
Yep.
teaming up. What it is, here's the synopsis of it. Get this. Sentient dairy products, rogue werewolf soldiers, robots gone wild, sexy cyborgs, aliens, spiders, and bloodthirsty demons from hell converge in a 185-minute genre orgy of stories not suitable for the mainstream.
Oh my gosh, what a great tagline.
It is, if you haven't seen the trailer for Love, Death, and Robots, you got to check it out. It comes out on Netflix. It's going to be a series.
Yeah, like March 10th, so it's right around the corner.
Yeah. What they did, they cast a wide net on like social media and stuff, and asked for filmmakers, aspiring filmmakers, to send in their shorts, their short films, not their shorts.
Not their boxer shorts.
Although I'm pretty sure they probably received a couple of boxer shorts in the mail. And so they selected their favorite ones, and they made a series out of it.
So cool.
Very dark. Each one of the stories is going to be about one of three things: love, death, or robots.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
What a great concept, great idea. And I love that it's from all these different aspiring filmmakers, because they're putting their best foot forward to send these videos into them. So
I know.
it's gonna be so
It was an
good.
amazing trailer. It's real short. This trailer was made for people who like to pause and analyze every single frame of, because there's literally probably 300 frames of individual scenes in this trailer.
Easy.
It's amazing. It's all set to this like hardcore techno music. Oh, it's so sick.
That's great.
Love, Death, and Robots. Check it out. A much lighter tone, but probably one of my favorite movie trailers of the entire week was yesterday.
Oh my gosh.
This is a movie from Danny Boyle. Danny Boyle, you know, the director of Trainspotting 2, 147 Hours, was it?
Something like that.
Slumdog Millionaire.
Yeah.
Danny Boyle was pitched to do the next James Bond movie. The James Bond 25 is the 25th James Bond movie. He did a hard pass because he was working on this Beatles movie. He kept the plot of the movie very much under wraps. All he said was the Beatles don't exist and one person takes advantage of that. That's pretty much all he said to the public. So people didn't know, is it a time travel thing? What is it going to be? Well, the trailer finally dropped, and it's awesome.
I'm just thinking about it. I'm getting goosebumps right now. It's just so good. It looks so heartfelt. It's got that Slumdog feeling where it's just this innocence about the movie. But it's such a cool concept.
Yeah,
so
well, the synopsis of it is a struggling musician realizes he's the only person on Earth who can remember the Beatles. Simple as that. There's basically a blackout in London, and this guy, he gets hit by like a car, and he wakes up in the hospital, thinks everything's normal.
Yeah.
He gets a guitar, and he starts playing Yesterday
for everybody.
And his friends are like, that's the most beautiful song I've ever heard. When did you write that? He's like, what are you talking about? I didn't write that. The Beatles wrote that. John Lennon, Paul McCartney wrote that. And they're like, I've never heard of him.
Who are you talking about? And
so
he's like Googling the Beatles and nothing comes up.
The world has never heard of the Beatles. He's the only person who's ever heard of them, and he's a musician. He knows all the Beatles songs. So he becomes the most famous singer-songwriter on the planet. And he goes to make an album, and they say, this is going to be the greatest album ever written.
Nobody's ever written this many hits before.
I know. It's a movie that is going to be strictly for the Beatles-loving audience and people that love Beatles cover bands and Beatles cover songs. The soundtrack for this is going to be spectacular. And it's going to be all the best Beatles songs from start to finish.
I know. And if it's the guy that's actually acting in the film, if he's the singer, he sounds great.
Yeah, no, he sounds spectacular.
Yeah. So I'm so excited for this movie.
I know. I've seen this trailer 3 times. I got goosebumps every single time I watched it. So yesterday, check it out. Check out all these trailers. These are great. Well,
except
you can't have a week of talking about the week's movie trailers without talking about Aladdin.
Oh,
the trailer heard round the world. It's the one with the blue Will Smith as the genie.
Oh, goodness.
Guy Ritchie directing Aladdin. What a weird pick.
Right?
For a film.
I don't understand that
Lock,
at
stock,
all.
snatch, Aladdin.
I love Guy Ritchie, too.
So do I.
Man, I don't know what he was thinking, but
so let's take...
horrible.
Yeah, I didn't like it. Let's take the blue genie out of the equation. Let's just talk about the rest of the trailer. There were so many pieces and parts of this trailer that did not land for me. Kids might love it, but the CGI looked really rough.
Looks horrible.
Just the cinematography, the way that the weird shots were coming through just looked so fake. Yep. Everything looked plastic. Everything looked way too bright and colorful and synthetic. None of it looked like it existed in the real world.
And I'm still very upset at the casting of Jafar. He's the same age as Aladdin in this movie. He's supposed to be this old man. Like
Jafar's too young.
Yeah.
His voice is ridiculous.
Yeah.
He doesn't sound scary and menacing. But one thing I will give him credit for, Jafar has got a parrot on his shoulder the whole trailer. So Iago is going to be in the film.
In the movie. Let's hope.
It's Gilbert Godfrey.
Gilbert Godfrey.
Oh, God. See, that would be amazing.
The icing on the cake.
I don't want to see Blue Genie. I just want to see Gilbert Godfrey as the voice of a real live-action parrot.
I know.
That would crush. That won't be the case, though, unfortunately. I bet you the parrot doesn't even talk.
Probably not.
So let's talk about the genie, shall we?
Do we have to?
We have to. You have to talk about the genie. I love Will Smith. Will Smith is great, but man, he has not done... Whoever is his agent is not giving him the right roles.
I couldn't agree more.
His last few movies, Bright on Netflix, not so great. I mean, he just hasn't had a very good track record in the past few years, and he's such a great actor.
I know.
And I thought, okay, Aladdin, I could see him as the genie.
Yeah, a comedic, fun genie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Over the top acting and character, perfect Will Smith.
Yeah.
Sadly, the CGI looks so awful. It looks like a bad Adobe Premiere
I know.
green screen job.
I feel like I could have done a better
His
job
face,
with the CGI.
if that's his real body, they somehow made it look like it wasn't his real body. It looks like his face is just plastered onto a CGI body.
Yep.
If it is his real body, way to go, Will.
But I don't understand why it doesn't look like your body if it is your real body.
It could still be good.
Yeah.
But whoever cut this trailer, if this is going to be your first look at the genie as a blue genie, you got to put your best foot forward,
I
man.
know.
If this is the best shot they got of the genie, we're in trouble.
I agree.
Well, as soon as the trailer dropped, they posted a photo.
I was just going to mention this.
The photo looked really good.
Yeah.
They posted a photo, I think, on Entertainment Weekly, or maybe it was Variety. It was a totally different shot that you didn't see in the trailer of the blue genie, and it actually looks really cool.
It's because of all the backlash the trailer got that they did that, guaranteed. Yeah. That's insane.
Well, Disney said, you know what? We didn't drop a very good trailer here on Monday. Let's drop a much better one on Wednesday, and they gave us the first look at Frozen 2. I guarantee you they dropped this Frozen 2 trailer in response to the backlash
Absolutely.
of Aladdin. Hey, look over here, look over here, look over here. Stop looking at Aladdin. Look, it's Frozen.
It's Frozen. Everybody loves Frozen.
It's Elsa, everybody's favorite character. I like the Frozen 2 trailer.
Yeah, I'll be honest, I have not seen Frozen.
I've never
Probably
seen
one
Frozen.
Of the only people on the planet, but this looked cool. It looked really dark, though.
Really
which is
dark.
Interesting.
Cool animation. I like when
Yeah.
she's running through the water, and she's not only like turning water into ice, but it's like illuminating.
Yeah.
It looks like phosphorescent. It looks
looks
really, really neat
really
the way she's
cool.
running through the water. It's a really cool looking trailer. I know nothing about
I know.
Frozen.
I have no idea why she's trying to get off this island or run across
Why is she
the
on an
ocean.
island?
I don't know, but I'm curious to find out.
I don't know. I kind of like the Frozen 2 trailer.
Yeah.
Will I go see Frozen 2? Maybe, probably not, but the trailer looked pretty rad.
We can stream it.
So the last trailer I want to talk about, we saw the teaser trailer for The Curse of La Llorona, ironically before Deadpool 2 PG-13 version. Once Upon a Deadpool showed us the first teaser trailer for The Curse of La Llorona, killer teaser trailer that dropped around Christmas time. Well, they dropped the full-length trailer. It's a James Wan produced movie. You know, James Wan, the whole Conjuring universe, obviously Aquaman. It's another one of these Conjuring style films.
Yeah.
That had me worried because the last couple Conjuring movies, The Nun,
The Nun
worst
was
movie of
so
2017,
bad.
without a doubt.
Absolutely.
That movie was awful. The one with the doll. What was it?
Annabelle.
Annabelle. The first
I never
Annabelle.
saw those, but
Terrible. Second Annabelle. Awesome. So I was a little bit worried. And then we got a full-length trailer, and it looks pretty badass.
it looks great.
Essentially, the synopsis of the film. Ignoring the eerie warning of a troubled mother suspected of child endangerment, a social worker and her small kids are soon drawn into a frightening supernatural realm. Looks very creepy. It's a very Latino-based film, which is awesome. The director, Michael Chavez, a Latino director.
Awesome.
The whole cast is Latino cast. And who... This is... don't take this the wrong way. This is not a racist statement, but Latinos... This has got all the Latino goods, man. It's got heavy Catholicism and jump scares.
Right?
Like this is made for Latino audience, man. Catholic and ghosts and family.
And the kids that they cast in this movie, like the kids'
Yeah.
acting abilities that you can see in this trailer are
Yeah.
great.
The little girl looks really good.
Oh, man,
It's got Tuco from Breaking Bad
Yeah.
as a priest.
Yeah,
He's almost like the
that's-
Exorcist priest.
Yep.
Man, it looks pretty cool. It's not the greatest trailer in the world. You know, some of the jump scares are a tad predictable.
Sure.
But just the look of it, the feel of it looks really, really cool.
I agree. It's
So?
gonna be good.
Check it out, The Curse of La Llorona, not La Llorona. Thank you, Tony Medina, for pointing that out for me. It's La Llorona.
La Llorona.
So 8 trailers for you guys to go check out. Get on YouTube and check out these 8 trailers. They're absolutely spectacular. What a huge week for movie trailers.
Right?
So moving on, guys, let's go ahead and break down the top nerd news of the week. So the big news of the week, guys, Hulu now owned 51% shares by Disney once the Fox-Disney deal goes through. Disney now basically owns Hulu. They own the majority stake, so the first thing they do is decide to make a Marvel shared animated universe.
Unbelievable. I
Very,
love it.
very exciting. The first show that they announced is Howard the Duck.
Sweet.
Howard the Duck animated series with showrunner Kevin Smith.
Oh, that's gonna be great.
Writing and producing by none other than Mr. Kevin Smith.
Cool.
Illustration by the guy that does Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
Freaking amazing. So right there, this is going to be like a PG-13, maybe even R-rated.
I think it's going to be a very adult,
it's going to be great.
kind of centric thing. Kevin Smith took to Twitter this week and he wrote, "Thank you to Marvel and Hulu for letting me do foul things to Howard in animation. But the real brains of our operation is a legit cartoon genius, the great meatwad himself, Aqua Teen Hunger Force's Dave Willis. Prepare to get ducked hard."
Oh, this is going to be great.
Yeah, so that's pretty exciting, man. Kevin Smith doing an animated Howard the Duck. Fantastic. Just a duck detective being foul-mouthed and crazy.
I love it. I hope it kind of follows the last comic series that came out with like the Chip Zdarsky and everything, because that was really great.
It was.
Yeah.
They should bring Chip Zdarsky on to help co-write the show, I think, because he did the Lord's work with Howard the Duck. But not to be outdone, they also announced this is only one of 4 shows that they're going to do in the Marvel Universe on Hulu. They're doing a MODOK show.
Oh my gosh.
The mental organism designed only for killing. MODOK is going to get his own series. A hilariously awesome character.
I know. The first time I saw him in comic books, I was like, where has this character been all my life? He's great.
Yep. Just kind of a little floating head in a chair with little tiny limbs. Just angry as hell. Just wants to take over the world. But he's just this little dude who's just hell-bent on destroying the planet.
And I saw on the interwebs that apparently Patton Oswalt really loved to voice the characters, so that would be perfect.
I could totally see Patton Oswalt doing MODOK.
Patton Oswalt, a little angry voice, that's exactly how I picture MODOK.
Absolutely. The one I'm most excited about, though, is Hitmonkey.
Hitmonkey.
They're doing a Hitmonkey series. Never heard of Hitmonkey? You should check out Hitmonkey, dude. Google it. Go to your comic book shop. Get some Hitmonkey comics. It's basically the story of a hitman who gets mortally wounded out in the jungle. He gets rescued by a bunch of monkeys. Mm-hmm. One monkey in particular learns the hitman ways, and he gets excommunicated from the monkey tribe. So he goes off and becomes a hitman because he learned how to be a hitman from the hitman that the monkeys saved.
Only in comic book universe.
I know. This story is made for animated series, adult animated series.
Couldn't agree more.
It's violent, it's bloody, but it's a hitman monkey. So cool. And of course, Tigra and Dazzler.
That's going to be fun.
It's going to be sort of a more X-Men type of show because Dazzler exists in the X-Men universe. Mm-hmm. She can control sound. That's kind of her mutant power, is controlling sound is like a physical thing. And so she becomes a disco singer.
Of course.
Why not? That could be a lot of fun. So what they're going to do, all 4 of these shows are going to combine in one big shared universe, a la Avengers, Defenders, but it's going to be called the Offenders.
Yes, I love it.
The offensive group on Hulu, man.
Offenders.
Hulu animated shared universe called the Offenders.
This is going to be fantastic.
This is gold.
I'm so
I love
excited
this.
for this. Hulu, you're doing so well. It's Disney, I guess.
It's now Disney.
It's now going to be Disney. Well, Disney, keep it up. I never thought I'd say that, but keep up the good work.
I know. A lot of great stuff to get excited about at the Disney streaming service, in the theaters, and now on Hulu. Netflix, look out, man. They're giving you a run for your money.
Mm-hmm, especially now that they're taking back all their Marvel properties.
Exactly. So that's an interesting point. They could have Daredevil and Luke Cage animated and bust into these shows. They can have all the animated characters existing in this world. Very exciting. Kevin Smith, get it done, man. Make it good.
Can't wait.
So we're going to go ahead and wrap it up with the same way we do every single week with our C2E2 update.
Sweet.
The Chicago Comic and Entertainment Expo, March 22nd through the 24th.
It's right around the corner, people.
This week, they announced the panels.
Yes.
They finally gave us the panels. I don't think it's the final panel list because we're still a good month plus out.
Yeah, and there's some gaps in here in the time, so there's probably...
So we're going to give you some of our highlights of some of the panels that really knocked our socks off. If you haven't bought your tickets for C2E2, make sure you do it because the panelists are pretty cool.
I know. Something that surprised us is that apparently C.B. Cebulski, sorry
C.B.
for butchering your name.
Editor-in-Chief, Marvel Comics.
Yeah, he's going to be there. He's got several panels that weekend, but...
what are some of the Friday highlights?
Friday highlights at 1:30, we've got This Week in Marvel with C.B. Cebulski and Nick Spencer and Humberto Ramos. Wow,
nice.
That's awesome. You've got at 2:45 War of the Realms again with C.B. Cebulski.
The big event coming up, the Thor big crossover event.
Jason Aaron, Matt Wilson, that's going to be killer.
Hell yeah.
You've got a Freaks and Geeks panel at 3:15. Martin Starr and John Francis Daly.
All you fans of Freaks and Geeks.
I know. And something else that they're doing this year that they haven't done in the past is they're showing movies after the con is shut down for all the people that are staying in the hotels and everything. So Friday night's movies are Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 90s one, the best one ever made.
On the big screen.
On the big screen. Princess Bride.
Sweet.
Wayne's World, and Metropolis.
4 movies.
Isn't that cool?
Stay
That's
after the show and watch the movies. It's included in your ticket price, I assume.
Yeah, absolutely. That's so cool. Saturday, some shows we've got. We've got the Top Cow Talent Hunt, Aftershock Comics. The big one that everybody wants to see is the Clueless reunion
the Clueless
at 12:15.
reunion. All the cast of most of the cast of Clueless is coming to C2E2 this year.
That's going to be
and they're going to
great.
do a reunion panel.
Something else that's pretty cool, but it's in competition with the Clueless reunion, but it's the Twisted Tunes, all the animated voices of
the
like
Animaniacs
and just
Rugrats and all those people.
They're doing National Lampoon's Vacation. So basically they're showing the entire movie and voicing the movie. So
are they voicing them as Animaniacs characters, or are they going to do their best Chevy Chase impression?
I don't know. I think it's just up in the air.
That's awesome.
That seems pretty cool.
So go see half the Clueless panel and then jump over to the Twisted Tunes panel?
Not a bad idea. That's kind of probably what I'm going to do. You've got Amy Jo Johnson's panel.
Pink Ranger.
John Barrowman's panel that day. And, of course, end the day with the charity auction, which is always fun. That's at 7 p.m. And then, of course, that night they're playing Clueless.
Of course.
Why wouldn't you do that? The biggest ones on Sunday that we are excited about is the Doctor Who panel.
Oh, yeah. David Tennant and Matt Smith both coming to C2E2.
Surprisingly, that's at 11 a.m. on Sunday. It's pretty
early. That is surprising. That's kind of when they did the Stan Lee panel last year. They did it at like 11 o'clock in the morning.
That's true. I guess they want to get people there early, too.
Yeah.
Also, the Animaniacs panel at 12:15.
Because that show's coming back on Hulu.
Yeah, that's going to be great.
Yep.
Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.'s Clark Gregg and Ming-Na Wen.
Sweet.
That panel's at 1:30 on Sunday. One of my favorite panels I can't wait for, Cobra Kai.
Ooh, the Cobra Kai. Ralph Macchio, William Zabka, together again.
Oh, that's going to be great. Unfortunately, it's at the exact same time as the George Perez, Mark Wolfman panel.
Ooh.
So
wow.
Those are in competition with each other.
I got to go to the Cobra Kai panel. I'm sorry.
Know.
Are they on the main
George
stage,
Perez.
you think?
Yes.
Cobra Kai and
awesome.
Awesome.
Yep. So those are just some of our panels that we're excited about, or the panels that we're excited about. I'm sure they're going to announce more to come because that's really not a very long list.
No, there's going to be a lot more.
Yeah.
announced.
Oh, for sure. And
those
I
are
can't
just the
imagine
highlights.
that, like, Alicia Silverstone's going to be there all weekend, and she's only doing the Clueless panel.
I'm sure she'll do her own panel. Paul Rudd will probably do his own panel.
Sure.
They've got more guests
Yeah.
that get announced like all the way up to the end.
Yep.
So
Speaking of guests, there was also some new guest announcements this week, too.
a lot of comic book creators.
Yeah.
All you fans of the Avengers, Jonathan Hickman was announced. Spider-Man and Captain America fans, Nick Spencer, currently crushing it with Amazing Spider-Man. Rob Liefeld, come on. Rob Liefeld,
Creator
Mr.
of Deadpool and X-Force.
Yep. And Scotty Young. Scotty Young, everybody loves. They announced like 20 new comic book creators coming to C2E2 this week.
So cool.
So it's crushing it, man. It's going to 10-year anniversary. It's going to be one of the biggest C2E2s ever.
And of course, Chuckload of Comics.
Chuckload of
there.
comics. We're going to have a massive booth right at the southern tip of Artist Alley.
Yep.
So if you're in Artist Alley, you won't be able to miss our booth. We're going to be doing roundtable discussions at our booth all weekend long.
Yeah. So
we've got some really great people already lined up.
I know. I can't wait.
So come by. It's going to be a show. It's not just going to be for YouTube. Come by, watch us. We're going to have microphones. It's going to be amplified.
Yeah.
So come by, watch some of our cool roundtable panels at the Chuckload of Comics booth.
And once we start getting those panels scheduled, just go to the C2E2 website and find us on the exhibitor page. We'll have the schedules listed there for you, too.
Exactly. Good
Yeah.
point. We are listed on the C2E2.com as an exhibitor. So just search for Chuckload of Comics. We'll have a list of all of our panels every single day.
That's right.
Super cool, guys. Well, that's our show. Thanks a lot for watching. Join us here every single Sunday for the Week in Review. Comic book talk, movie reviews, everything happening in the world of fandom every single Sunday right here on YouTube. That's all we got, guys. We will see you here next week. Don't forget to subscribe. Leave us a comment. We'll see you here next Sunday.
Stay thirsty, my friends.
Stay thirsty, my friends.